No, actually.
You do the yeehaw, you do.
Oh
I'm so serious.
I'll just do it again.
Anything would be better.
Hey guys, I'm Christina with the Zachary team with eXp Realty once again, and we are back with another video with Michael Kidd. In the last video, we went into a little bit about the loans with the loan lowdown.
Yeehaw!
Thanks, babe. And in this video, with us being in San Antonio, it is also known as Military City, USA. So one of the most popular and best loans down here is the VA loan. And Michael Kidd is here to talk to us about the VA loan. So if you can go into more detail and just let us know what let all the veterans know and all the military people know what it's all about.
Absolutely.
Guys.
So, yeah, unfortunately, one of the most unused benefits of being a veteran is your VA eligibility to purchase a home. We do a lot of VA loans, whether it's somebody who's currently stationed in San Antonio. Of course, a lot of people come back here and retire. It's a great place with weather and everything else, but yeah,
Just not today.
very VA-friendly place. In fact, I think every restaurant gives a discount for being a veteran in San Antonio. So
It absolutely does.
yeah, so again, always happy to serve the veterans that have served us. So a couple things about VA lending. First and foremost, I would say it is the most lenient loan that's out there in general. Our job is to try to find ways to get veterans into homes for their families. And that's our mentality from an underwriting and lending perspective as well. Minimum credit score varies a little bit. Right now, kind of going through COVID, some rules have tightened up slightly. I believe right now we're going down to a 580 credit score with VA. Technically, the VA loan itself does not have a minimum credit score. What you'll find is, certain lenders kind of push and pull that a little bit depending on what's going on in the market, if that makes sense. VA lending is 100% financing. That's probably the biggest benefit. It's one of the few loans out there that still has that. You do have to buy the property as your primary residence, so you can't use it to buy an investment property. As far as like income, obviously we take into consideration housing allowance, things like that as well if you are active duty. When it comes to retirement or disability income, all that applies as well. To the income that we're using to qualify. Now, when it comes to the loan amount, one of the things that's changed recently here is that VA extended their limit for 100% financing. So while you still have to qualify for the loan from a debt ratio and credit perspective, we at Directions, we're allowed to lend all the way up to $1 million to any veteran for one loan at 100% financing. So that is something new that's changed here in the recent past. So obviously gives a lot of opportunity for our veterans there. When it comes to VA financing, if you are a disabled veteran, if you received any percentage of VA disability compensation, you get a discount on what's called your VA funding fee. So a fee is actually waived on your behalf as well. When it comes to VA financing, one of the other big things is that you don't pay what's called mortgage insurance. So normally if you do FHA or conventional lending and you don't put 20% down, for example, on conventional lending, you have to pay an additional mortgage insurance. VA does not require that for veterans. So literally zero money down and you don't have to pay that extra. It makes a couple $100 a month difference on most loans. You are able to even have your closing costs. So even though you don't have a down payment, there's still some closing costs involved. That is something that we can ask the seller to pay for. So on a lot of our VA loans, we have zero money to the table for down payment, seller giving a lot of the money for closing, and sometimes we even have them come to the table with zero money, or sometimes even get back part of their earnest money that they put down as well. Wow. So it's a great loan. I would say any veteran that we've worked with, we've never not used VA lending. It's always the best situation for a veteran. As far as getting qualified, again, we go through the same basic process. Reviewing credit, again, kind of minimum credit score requirements. Obviously, debt ratio, we're going to compare what you make versus what you currently have as obligations. Debt ratio is the highest allowed in the business. In fact, we've even gone above 60%, which most other loans stop at either 57 or 50%. So again, it's the most lenient program out there. As far as qualifying for it, there are some minimum service required in order to qualify for VA. Has to do with the time of service and whether you serve during certain times. That is something that as soon as we speak to a veteran, we can gather that information from them, verify that they do qualify for VA financing. So that's the first step we do, is make sure that does apply. Again, with any of our loans, we don't charge anything for an application fee, whether to review credit, to see if you do qualify for VA lending. Again, our job is to try to earn your business and help you get into a home.
So one thing I do want to clarify, because both of my parents were in the military. And so I grew up around a lot of military brats, or just military families in general.
Sure.
So one of the things, and I've heard about, is that with VA loans, not a lot of title companies like to deal with them for some reason. And I always hear them getting the runaround. So I heard that with VA loans, it takes even longer to finish or to go to closing versus other types of loans. Or that's what I've heard.
Got
and
it.
so they just get the runaround. Is that true? Or why would they be getting the runaround? Or why would I be hearing these things as I've grown up?
Sure. So what I'll tell you is the way that loans occur, the way that we underwrite, the way that appraisals work have changed significantly over the years. So back in the day, VA was the only type of loan where you had to go through a specific channel to order VA appraisals. Otherwise, any other type of loan, we could call any appraiser we want. All of that is standardized now where everybody has to go through different channels. You can't just call an appraiser, first of all.
Okay.
So that was kind of one of the things at the beginning is I could get a loan done faster by going another channel versus VA because of the appraisal. VA has some very specific guidelines on their appraisal turn times. It's typically 10 business days from the day it's ordered. It also depends on how a file is underwritten. So just like all the other files, we actually underwrite our VA loans here in-house as well. Honestly, we don't see any difference between conventional FHA or VA from a timing perspective whatsoever. In fact, right now, as busy as our industry is, I would say that the average VA loan from an appraisal perspective is shorter time frame than the average FHA or conventional loan, just to let you know. There are a few things with VA that I do think are important. From an appraisal perspective, they are a little bit more strict as far as the property itself. They want to make sure that their veteran is protected. There's a couple other inspections like a termite report that is required for VA. There's a few things with the home, if it's rotten wood and stuff like that they might ask you to replace that they might not on some of the other types of loans. But again, nothing that slows down the process. It's just something to make sure that a veteran is buying a home that isn't going to be an issue for them, basically.
Sounds good. Well, thank you for clarifying that. Is there anything
Yeah,
else?
and I hate to hear that because unfortunately there is that kind of misconception out there that it's harder, it takes longer, they're more scrutinized. It's the absolute opposite of that. I mean, again, a lot of times we're able to get veterans in using VA. If they tried to use a different channel, we might not get it done, to be honest with you.
And I think the horror stories outweigh all the good stories because you hear like from one thing and then it kind of travels around, and then you have these other veterans who are hesitant towards the VA loan, or just like they question their decision to do it or not. So then they're like, oh, I don't even want to go through that, and then I'll just go for like FHA or conventional. So they won't even try.
One other thing I thought of as you mentioned that traveling, moving as a family, right? Changing homes. There is kind of the misunderstanding that you only can use your VA eligibility once. That's absolutely not true. In fact, you can even have multiple VA loans open at once. There's a certain amount of eligibility that each veteran has. So if you buy one home, depending on how big it is, purchasing another home is a possibility. Typically, they want to see a transition maybe between cities or whatever. They won't let you buy two homes down the street from each other necessarily, but yes, you don't just burn up your VA eligibility by using it once. When you sell your home, it completely opens up your eligibility, so you've got the maximum allowable there as well. But again, that is part of the process that we're looking at. Have you used it before? How does that impact your current loan? Do you have to sell before you buy again? That is some calculations that we do as part of our pre-qualification process.
Cool. Well, thank you, Michael, for clarifying some things and answering
Absolutely.
that question. And I can definitely, Gabriel and I can definitely use that for any veterans that come our way. So thank you so much. Once again, This is Michael Kidd. Give us your contact information, please.
Yes, so again, Michael Kidd, Directions Home Loan, and we'll share all of our contact information. Highly encourage you to reach out to me directly through my cell phone's fine, and look forward to speaking with each of you and helping veterans get in their homes.
Yes, once again, Christina, Zachary team, Gabriel's over there. He was the one who went yeehaw. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, go to our website. We've been doing so many wonderful things on there, so please hit us up. Have a wonderful day. See you on the next one.